from Aarohi. They are the co-founders of Aarohi Life Education and open learning and homeschooling or just understanding a child has been something they have loved the most all their life. And today we are going to talk about child is capable. So, Ratnesh and Aditi, during this lockdown, बहुत सारे parents बहुत lost feel करते हैं because they constantly have this fear कि उनके बच्चे since they are not going to school या तो classes में नहीं जा पा रहा है तो कहीं ना कहीं उनका learning has stopped. And here I think what we are suggesting is that child is capable, then maybe it has something different to propose. So what are your thoughts on that? What would you like to say?
Yeah, so good evening, everybody. And from day one of the lockdown, the only thing we both have been trying to tell everybody is that chill, the child is capable. The child is capable of learning, figuring out what to do now and what to do later. I think we parents are lost not because of the lockdown, not because of the child, but because of some fear for the future. And the answer to that fear of future or the resolution of that fear lies inside the child. The moment we think that the child is capable of taking care of his or her future, figuring out what to do when, let's say, there is lockdown or no lockdown or classes are online or no more classes or no more college or whatever else the situation might be, the child is completely capable of figuring it out. Now, I'm not saying that it would be easy. No life is easy. Life is always full of challenges. If life would have been easy, we will keep all the ships in the harbor. We'll not send them out to the sea. But that's the whole point, right? The children are capable of handling the rough seas, the stormy seas, the thundery seas, as well as the serene seas. They're perfectly geared for that. They are designed for that. I would put it this way.
Wow.
Yeah,
So Aditi, Aditi has a lot of experiences or anecdotes to share always. So Aditi, what Ratnesh is suggesting, and the next question which we reach to is how? Kaise?
Yes, I think I have that's what when Ratnesh was talking, I was thinking that I have a very, very simple proposal that just for a week, start thinking opposite. What you were thinking that, or you, if you're thinking that child is not capable, child is not learning, year is going to go waste, or even now day is going to go waste. For a week, start thinking opposite of it, and then you see the beauty. Then you will see that how the child is creating learning for himself. Even whatever is available at home or whatever resources are available, how the child is using by himself. You don't need to do anything different. You just need to start thinking differently that the child is capable, and then it's like, I think our children have not doubted that what are my parents are going to do now that lockdown is there. Are they capable of cleaning the house? Because they have never seen, many of us have not seen cleaning the house, cooking the food, but we all are doing it, isn't it? I will not be even surprised that like one mother was sharing that my child is saying, oh, you also know cooking also. I never knew. Right from the day one, I think children have not shown any anxiety on us that, will my parents be able to take care of this lockdown? Will my father be able to clean the utensils and all? I think they have just accepted us the way we are, either struggling or managing or whatever we are doing. I think
so we need to learn that from children.
Yeah, so we need to now learn that from children, and we need to go back to children and ask them, hey, how did you believe in us? Why do you think that we are capable and then you are just letting us do? So I think if it's just a simple thought process, if that can change. And I'm not telling because it's just a philosophy or anything. I'm telling you because I've seen number of children when we work with them, this base that you are capable. And then when the child get that confidence or connection with himself that yes, he is capable, whether it's a 2-year-old child, 4-year-old child, or 14-year-old child, I think they all they all have magic inside.
Wow. So I think lot many of them have joined us. Hi, Sarthak. There are a lot of people saying hi also. And Suganya. So you all guys are, this entire session is open for your questions also, because I'm sure during lockdown as a parent, there are a lot many struggles which you must have gone through. And even maybe you're feeling it even today. So please, just pour your questions here, and I think Aditi and Ratnesh, they are there to exactly give you some lights where maybe you can find your own solution. So I'm sure Aditi and Ratnesh that during this lockdown there would be a lot of parents who must have come with lot of questions कि ऐसा नहीं हो रहा है या तो ये प्रॉब्लम आ रहा है तो उसके अंदर कैसे इसको डील करें. और कहीं ना कहीं बहुत सारी बार ऐसा होता है कि बच्चे खुद ही उसका सोल्यूशन दे देते हैं, एंड एट टाइम्स वी फील सरप्राइज्ड कि ओ माय गॉड, मतलब पता नहीं था कि इसे ऑलरेडी पता है. So any kind of those incident or any those kind of experiences, if you would like to share with us.
I think Aditi can share some incidents, but before that, I want to share something else. When parents call me or write to me that I am facing this problem, okay, with my child, what do I do? So I say, okay, you have come to me as if I am an advisor or a consultant, isn't it? Now, there is a better consultant and advisor right there in your home who knows the child also, which is your child. Go to your child and ask him, Beta, this is my concern. Just like they're coming to me and saying, my concern is he is not studying, she is not doing this, he is not doing that. All of those concerns, if you put in front of the children and ask them for their consultancy, they are free consultants and they know the child best. And then they start thinking about how to solve mother's or father's problem. Then not only this problem is going to get solved, but realize what thinking skills, what capabilities they are further enhancing and developing in themselves. So I think the real consultant is there in your home live all the time. You don't have to come on Insta, but they will come to you in an instant. You don't have to come on Facebook. Their face is right in front of you. Go ahead, meet the best Insta and the Facebook in your house. Ask them for consultancy. Like any consultant, it will not happen in a day. Right? No consultant in the world can solve your problems in a day. So it's the same with your child. Just like how you were patient with us today, be patient with them, but have faith that they are the best consultants.
Wow.
Would you like some incidents?
Yeah, so I think I have a couple of incidences, but then I'll start with this one first. So when we were in lockdown, means no help coming into the campus, and the entire work of the campus was the people who were living here, 6 or 7 of us, and then I was the one who got overwhelmed with this the work, and then I proposed that let's start now getting the support staff coming in, and we can take these precautions. So there's this 15-year-old child. He refused, and he said, I don't think this is the time for us to let people come in. We still need to stay in the self-isolation, and then he presented all the data to us, that how it's increasing and where the Tamil Nadu is in place, and what are the government is telling us to take the precautions and all. and also I think that proposal meant for him that he had to continue washing all the toilets, which he had taken the responsibilities that okay
My goodness.
we divided the work among ourselves, and then he had chosen to wash all the toilets, and then that proposal meant that he will continue to wash. Okay,
Wow.
and we underestimate, and then we say that children will take the lighter path, they will take the shorter path if you allow them to decide what they want to do. They are not
True.
in that sense capable. But then here, this 15-year-old child is telling us that, hey, one more week, you just let it go and, continue. So let's all of us continue to do whatever work we were doing. And
Yeah.
this is, and he not only he was facing that he had to continue washing toilets, his football, he was here, he's here because he is practicing football and wanting to become a professional footballer. And then somehow all the footballs were punctured, and these guys had to find the solution using some egg yolk and using the stitches. They were behind me. We found the
What
needles,
are you
big
saying?
needles,
My
big
goodness.
needles. I had never done that work, and these guys made me sure that I stitch like a cobbler, made the cobbler stitch.
Wow.
So I think this is just a recent what we had, and I think number of incidences where you can see not only 15-year-old, even the 5, 4, 3, 18, all kinds of ages have come back to us and then shown that they are capable. They can take decisions, they can decide, they can do things, they can face what's going on. So I think.
So true. But this is almost like magic. I mean, I think this lockdown or this COVID, I understand the negative side of it, but it has brought lot many other opportunities and even the capabilities of people around. We always maybe underestimated
Yes,
that.
yes, including children.
Including children, yeah. So I think when it comes to thinking of whether my child is capable or not, the age really comes in the picture a lot. And
Yeah.
particularly with the younger kids, maybe once they are, little old, we start believing that, okay, fine, now they are eligible to take some decisions of their life. But till that time, we always bring the age factor in the picture. So I mean, I've always loved about that example which you have given for the 2-year-old, persistence and sticking to what I want and being dedicated about my needs. So I feel that that's like wow moment for me. Whenever I hear that, it always. So I really want to share that something like that, which can really tell us that age has majorly nothing to do with the capacity of taking a decision. Maybe.
Yeah, yeah. I think 2 years old is a very good example that how much they are capable. As you're saying, many of us look at this that they are adamant, they are crying or they are throwing tantrums. But I say, look at the other side of it. They are persistent, they are perseverant, they are determined. They know how to solve the problem. If mama is not giving chocolate, daddy.
So true, so true.
Some of us look at it in a different way, but then I think if we start looking from a different window, the whole perspective will change. That they are doing the best what they can do within the given situation. And I think as an adult in their life, as a guide or as a coach, we can there with them to listen and understand what's happening in their mind when they so-called whatever, negotiating, whatever they are doing, I think, rather than shutting them down by saying, hey, there's nothing in you which I mean, it's okay. You just stay in one side. You are just a child. You're just a child of 6-year-old. And I think not the lockdown, but then I think it's a personal story which I can share. When when there was a decision to adopt our son, and somewhere we felt that the family was not with us, our 6-year-old daughter, she came forward and she said, I'll write a letter to all the relatives that why are we adopting, and what are the reasons. I'm not saying that this is only the story happened in our house. I think number of houses where the children are showing this, a number of children are coming forward and then sharing their opinions, sharing their thoughts. So it's not something new which happened in our home only. It's just that some of us are able to see through those
Possibilities or perspective.
those possibilities and perspective, and then our children are with us. Some of us are maybe struggling to understand that, how is this whole concept that the child is capable works. So at one time we want to feel, I'm sure all of you are listening, you want to believe that the child is capable, but at the same time we also struggle that to how to believe that the child is capable. So I always say to the parent, just for a week change the rules, and then see if the magic happens. For a week, maybe keep all your anxieties aside, start going back to the child, start observing the child, that where the and it's not that when we say capable, I'm not saying that everything the child can do by himself. I'm not talking about the skills. Children are still developing skills. We are also developing skills. So it's when it came to this Instagram, it's not that I have all the skills with me to have this. We all are developing, we all are learning. There are people who are supporting us. So similarly, I think when the child is doing something, child will ask for the help. Child, it's not that now onwards, now from tomorrow, everything will be done by them. They will cook the food and they are capable. So when we talk about capable, we are not talking about all the skills are developed. I think that doesn't develop in any one human. We all are learners. We learn.
I don't know how to milk a cow.
Yeah.
So Ratnesh, you were adding something to this, what Aditi was saying. You both can get.
No, I'm good. I would like to hear what the people who have joined in, if they have thoughts or questions or doubts or reinforcements. I would like to read those. Otherwise,
So I think when I think a lot of people have said that what example you have given, I think they all have agreed to that yeah, it's very true. Maybe somewhere they also felt that yeah, we don't look at it from this perspective. And then there are other ones. I think Brijesh, where everybody has joined. Hi. People have seen me after a long time on Instagram, so yeah. So so yeah, I think so Aditi was saying something. We can continue with that.
Yeah. Maybe I can just add that even if let us assume somebody has a doubt, is my child capable? Let's say doubt of is my child capable of handling emotions, let's say, or handling social relationships, or anything for that matter. I'm just taking that as an example. My question is, my way of looking at it this way: if you think that the child is not capable of let's say handling emotions, then wouldn't you like the child to become capable? And how will the child become capable? Only when we let the child fail, let the child try, let the child do it. If we are the one who is always running into the child and saying, beta, okay, distracting the child so that the child feels better, and so on and so forth. If we are solving their problems, then we are telling them you are not capable, and only you need us to handle it. Right? So,
correct.
So I think somebody is asking exactly the same thing, that how do we as parents bring that abilities? You don't have to bring that abilities. You have to remove. We have to remove ourselves. as
No.
the doer.
So, Ratnesh, I always say this that, confidence and capability and trust, we really don't have capsules of these things in the market. So, maybe when you, I just wish that we had a capsule of capability or believing that somebody is capable, and we could have had that capsule and we could have started believing. But I think maybe how Ratnesh believes and they says is that it always starts with believing first and then maybe see the magic happening. And they would not like this that I am doing this, but still I would like to suggest you that there is a very beautiful program called Jagriti, which these two magicians handle, and it's very transformatory for all of us. I mean, any parent or teacher, you go through a transformation when you hear them, when you understand this entire concept. And somebody saying child being capable of all abilities, how do
Yeah,
we
that's what I was
as
reading. Yeah.
parents bring that abilities being supportive to handle? And Sunita is saying, I like that, seeing everything opposite for a week. Wow. And Preet is saying how to believe we are capable. Don't know
No,
if
you don't have to believe.
it's
I'm saying be the
appropriate.
most non-believer. Okay, but you have to want, you have to think, do I want the child to be capable? Forget,
Yeah.
even if you
Yeah.
don't believe the child, don't believe. But I'm asking you a simple question. Tell me yes or no. Do you want the child to be capable or not? If the answer is yes, then you have to let him. It's like, do you want the child to learn how to ride a cycle? Then you have to give him a cycle. Yeah.
Correct.
So
So
in the
true.
same
So
way, if
true.
you want them to be capable, then you have to allow them to be capable. Right?
True.
That is the whole point. So it's not, you don't have to start with believing. Please be a non-believer. The child will make you believe. But the thing is, you have to decide what is it that you want the child to be. Do you want the child to be capable? Then you allow. If you don't
Yeah.
want the child to be capable, please continue to
I
rule.
think, yeah, I just want to bring a clarity. Many of the times we get confused between child being capable and then abilities which the child has developed. Yeah.
True.
A very small example, but I think it's quite important the way we look at it. Who serves the food at home to the child?
Mom.
Is yeah, many homes mom, maybe many homes child also picks up the food, but then behind the decision is hovering on the child. How many chapatis have you taken? How much dal have you taken?
Vegetables.
Yeah. In our campus, we have a very low slab where even a 2-year-old can reach out and then pick the food, but invariably, many of the parents, when they come, they will take a plate and serve the food to the child. And something which I think many of us think it's not important. I mean, what's a big deal about it that if I have served the child? But I think the thought behind is a big deal.
True.
If I am as an adult is capable to decide that today I just want to eat one chapati, and I want to pick that one chapati for my plate. I think children are equally capable of picking up and deciding on them. We just have to let them,
Yes.
and then go with them. Then maybe add our suggestions little later, or but I think the first step has to happen.
Yeah, somebody's saying that, sorry, I'm jumping the chat message, is that our expectations are high. So how do we, how do we get in terms with that? I would first say that discuss this with your child. Tell the child my expectations are so high from you that I want to control you. Now, what do you suggest? Let's see what your child says. Start with that. And I'm telling you, the child will daily remind you, Amma, who wants to be capable? Again, I'm telling you, the consultant is there in your
Yeah.
home. You don't need us. You need to refer to your child. I will
Yeah.
write it in your file. The case referred to your child.
So I think I would just, I guess we can sum it up, but I would just like to take this last question by Nandini, how to get in terms with that it is okay my child can lag in certain things. As a parent, oh, so that's what you addressed. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see. There is somebody who's written something also. Aditi, you know how late it became. It's uh, uh, so I think Sneh Sab, I don't know her name exactly, but Aditi, she has written some message for you that you know how late it became. It's 11 in midnight. She wanted to have the rest of the food. So maybe there's some incidents
Can
she
I
would have.
answer that? When your
Yeah.
hubby comes late from work and he wants food at 11, we don't mind. But if the child at 11 wants it, we say, yo, why didn't you eat it when I gave at 9 o'clock? Now, it would be nice to say that to the hubby first. Or the
So
other way.
so true. Lovely. What if they are 1 year or 2 year old and just throw away food offered to them?
Oh, see, the best part about 1 or 2 year olds as compared to this 52-year-old in front of you is that they don't overeat. They know exactly when to stop. Right? This 52-year-old ends up overeating and develops a pot belly. So tell me who's more intelligent and wise? The 1 or 2 year old or the 52-year-old?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
I also want to bring attention to uh, go back to a 6 months old child, and if you're a stranger to that child, and if you want to carry that child, most of the time these 6 to 9 months old children will either by their body language will tell you no. Okay.
True.
And if you don't listen to that no, they will scream. If
And
you
maybe
don't
cry.
listen to, they will even in your lap, they will ensure that you leave them. Yeah. Uh,
True.
I think they are capable of of deciding that I'm feeling unsafe with you right now. You're a stranger for me, and I don't want you to carry me. Yeah. It's just that you're just not listening to them. My emotions of my niece or my whatever grandchild is so high that I'm not listening. That no matter how much I'm related to this child is telling me no, I'm stranger. Give me some time to be with you. I think right from there we start refusing to believe that the child is capable.
Yeah.
Um,
And I
and
think to add on to that, what Aditi is saying, it has nothing against the other person's feeling also. We completely
yeah,
respect and understand that the other person's love or affection is there. But at the same point of time, maybe what Aditi, what you are just suggesting is that maybe can we just try to look it from a child's perspective also. So there are two
yeah,
perspectives in the picture. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. There's also a couple of, I think, two, three people talking about subject knowledge. Right.
Ha.
So I don't want to get into a long answer here. The short answer I would say is that uh, uh, we don't really need subject knowledge in the sense the knowledge which need not come to us as a subject. The knowledge comes to us when we get involved in doing things. When a child is involved in doing something, the child will learn maths also, science also, history also, a lot of skills also, and so many things. It is what is called as integrated learning, and children learn best when they are doing something that they like, and they end up learning all the things which you would have learned as a subject, but this child is learning because the child wants to learn. Our
Wow.
daughter is was doing business for the last 1 year, so she has learned economics and accountancy. She doesn't need to learn it as a subject, but because she's doing business, she has to learn all of these things, and she happily laps up all the concepts of accounting and economics. So that's what I mean. At any age, whether they are 2 years old or 20-year-old, or even at my age, we learn more when we learn it in a context rather than in terms of a subject.
In terms of wow. I think there's somebody who has just asked. Suresh is asking that it's a 1 week that we have started homeschooling with our 6 year old. How do I encourage self initiation?
Okay.
Motivation.
Well, one is I think we will be talking more about unschooling, homeschooling tomorrow, and there's a webinar tomorrow 3 to 4. So maybe we can cover this more there. But you have initiated. Now wait for the child to initiate the initiation. I would say there is no hurry. The child, if for the first time the child is now starting to think that this is going to be my week, I am going to decide what to do, then it's a sudden thing. It will take little time, but the child will come along. The child will start thinking, okay, now what do I want to do? Because it's the child's life and the child wants to learn a lot of different things. So please give little more time. If it's just 1 week, and every day I would go to the child and just ask, what do you want to do today? This very invitation will soon make the child to realize, oh, I am the one who is supposed to take the initiation. Then the child will start taking initiations.
I think this invitation also leads to the belief that, I believe in you, that you are capable of deciding what you want to learn.
So true. So true.
So I think if you let the child lead, or even in that lead, child might initially, or maybe longer time, or maybe never, will ask you that I don't need any help from you right now, or maybe I need help from you. But the fact that you want to invite the child that, hey, what is that you want to do? Hey, what is that you are thinking? Hey, what is that you want to learn? I think it's a big step to start believing that this child is capable.
True.
Okay. So Vishruti, keeping in mind the time,
Yeah.
do we kind of you want to conclude it now?
Sum up. Yeah. I would like to conclude
and
it.
maybe just telling people that we'll be back again next Friday with another theme, and we will see this time that we don't have technical glitches.
Yeah. No, of course we won't. We are experienced at least now. Anyways. So, we'll see you next week. But before that, I would just like to share that if you still have a lot of questions in mind and maybe you hesitated because you felt that you cannot write or you would not like to share it here. And if you have questions about open learning homeschooling, tomorrow there is a webinar and Aarohi Life Education is holding it. So, you guys can get in touch on the same page.